The fast food industry has long been a pillar of American culture. Generations of families have fond memories of grabbing a quick bite at chains like McDonald's, Burger King, and Pizza Hut. However, in recent years, the fast food landscape has changed dramatically. Here, we'll explore 15 fast food chains facing dire financial troubles. Some are iconic brands around for decades, while others grew too fast too soon. But they all have one thing in common: they're in deep, deep trouble. Subway and Pizza Hut. We'll kick things off by discussing the precipitous decline of Subway. At its peak in the early 2000s, Subway boasted over 40,000 locations globally, more than any other restaurant chain in the world. They heavily promoted their sandwiches as a fresh and healthy alternative to traditional greasy fast food. All those $5-foot-longs gained them legions of devoted fans. But over the last 5 years, Subway has closed over 10,000 stores worldwide. Despite trying to revamp its menu with trendy wraps and bowls, Subway continues to lose market share. Foot traffic is drying up and hundreds of franchisees are shuttering their shops. Turns out, the heavy promotion of fresh and healthy subs wasn't enough to withstand rising rents, labor costs, and changing tastes. Subway dug itself into a hole by opening way too many identical stores clustered together, causing their own sales cannibalization. They need radical change to turn the ship around. But remaking the brand image of a global chain with over 20,000 remaining units is akin tilting at windmills. Speaking of brands with branding troubles, Pizza Hut has seen better days too. With its trademark red-roofed buildings and all-American pan pizzas, Pizza Hut exploded in popularity in the 80s and 90s. Who could resist stuffing their faces with cheesy crusts, garlic breadsticks, and sweet dessert pizzas? But despite being gobbled up by yum brands in the 90s, the quality and service that made Pizza Hut iconic has taken a noticeable nosedive. Pizza Hut failed to modernize its brand or menu offerings in the age of fast casual. While competitors innovated with trendy ingredients and ordering apps, Pizza Hut clung to fading nostalgia. They lost the delivery battle to Domino's years ago, and their dine-in locations have been woefully mismanaged, driving customers away with disappointing service and food. After peaking in 2015 with over 7,900 US stores, Pizza Hut has shuttered hundreds of underperforming dine-in units while bleeding overall market share. Sure, they still peddle plenty of pies, but Pizza Hut has yet to show signs of stemming this troubling decline. Auntie Anne's and Caribou Coffee. Speaking of chains that built their reputation on a specialty product, let's discuss Auntie Anne's and their troubles selling pretzels. This once hot snack chain charmed mall-goers with pillowy soft pretzels baked fresh daily. They differentiated themselves from other food court fare with quirky Auntie Anne branding and a variety of sweet and savory pretzel flavors. At their peak, they had over 1,500 locations globally. But pedestrian menu offerings and a heavy reliance on struggling malls have caught up with Auntie Anne's. Since 2018, they've closed over 175 stores, including 116 in the US. Overseas, Anne's has faced cutthroat competition, especially in Asian markets. They were forced to close all their Vietnam locations just 4 years after entry due to coffee chains stealing market share. Their mall-based stores also took a beating during pandemic closures. And with online shopping accelerating the demise of many shopping centers, Auntie Anne's future rests heavily upon non-traditional expansion. But will that be enough to resuscitate the pretzel chain's fortunes? Speaking of outmatched specialty chains, Caribou Coffee also aimed to be a serious Starbucks challenger once upon a time. This Minnesota-based coffee house prided itself on sourcing premium beans and operating hundreds of cozy cafe locations. Their signature Caribou blend drew legions of loyal Caribouians. But Caribou's rapid expansion soon overextended finances while failing to resonate nationwide. Coffee drinkers didn't take the bait as Caribou attempted to measure up to the Starbucks juggernaut. After accumulating stunning losses, including $64 million in 2012 alone, Caribou filed for bankruptcy and was taken private to the tune of $340 million. They've since closed over 225 underperforming caffeine dispensaries, while retreating almost entirely from Western U.S. markets. Caribou still maintains a presence across the Midwest and Great Lakes regions, but their days of chasing Starbucks-level success seem long over. The losses kept piling up faster than snow in an Alberta clipper. McDonald's and other burger chains. Of course, no video about struggling fast food chains would be complete without discussing the unprecedented troubles facing the Golden Arches. McDonald's. It's almost unbelievable to declare hard times for the world's most ubiquitous restaurant chain. With over 40,000 locations spanning 6 continents, McDonald's has long been the crown jewel of fast food empires. For decades, rowdy kids and hurried families have gobbled down millions of Happy Meals, Big Macs, and French fries every day. McDonald's pioneered fast food service with lean operations, honed since the Ray Kroc days. But the COVID-19 pandemic dealt a sledgehammer blow even mighty Mickey D's couldn't fully absorb. Widespread store closures, resulting lockdowns, led McDonald's to post its lowest profits in nearly 15 years in 2020. They couldn't seem to catch a break as high inflation kept pounding away in 2021 and 2022. Surging beef prices and higher wages took a heavy toll on already thin margins, causing the Golden Arches to permanently shut down over 200 U.S. stores in 2022, the most in over a decade. While McDonald's will likely rebound eventually, other longtime burger chains haven't been so lucky. The once formidable Sbarro pizza empire grew rapidly during Mall's heyday by parking steamy pizza stands outside department stores. Shoppers gobbled up Sbarro's $5 personal pies en masse during shopping breaks. But as malls withered under retail's shifting landscape, Sbarro struggled to adapt. They desperately tried propping up sagging sales with deep discounts. But heavy debt and 3 bankruptcy filings since 2011 only exacerbated systemic issues. After closing over 155 U.S. stores since 2014, the remaining 400 Sbarros seem stuck in a stale holding pattern without enough dough to innovate the brand. Speaking of stale, Crystal Burgers had arguably the most loyal cult following of any regional burger chain since 1932. This beloved Southern staple enticed customers with steaming bags of tiny, square burgers dancing in enticing steam. Yet despite decades of brand equity throughout the Southeast, constant sales declines forced Crystal into bankruptcy in 2020. The infamous Crystal Club has since closed nearly 100 restaurants, almost half its units. The pandemic only intensified long-running issues tied to unclear brand positioning. Crystal still maintains fierce customer loyalty across its remaining strongholds. However, their future under new ownership remains cloudier than greasy grill smoke, expanding too fast. Of course, some newer chains expanded too fast before having their wings clipped by finance. Exhibit A is SaladWorks, which boasted of inventing the create-your-own salad restaurant model. During the early 2000s, they capitalized on nutrition trends by letting guests craft colorful salad bowls with dozens of veggies, proteins, and dressings. Health-conscious diners ate it up, allowing SaladWorks to blossom to over 100 locations within a decade. However, ongoing red ink soon wilted enthusiasm for this fledgling salad upstart. Consumers discovered less expensive salad options at grocery stores and newer competitors. By 2015, SaladWorks closed 37 stores amidst consistent losses. They were subsequently acquired by restaurant operator WoWworks, but food and labor cost volatilities continue casting doubts on whether SaladWorks can stay financially viable. Speaking of questionable economics, Noodles & Company likewise captured buzz initially with its globally inspired noodle bowls. Stocks briefly surged after a hot IPO in 2013. However, the fast casual chain soon slurped up reality's harsh lessons. Turns out, Noodles' penchant for wild experimentation, while beloved by loyalists, left consistency and profitability wanting system-wide. They struggled building broad consumer awareness beyond their devout fan base. Considerable unit-level losses resulted in 120 locations going dark in 5 years amidst expiring leases. New leadership aims to elevate brand positioning and improve margins, though it remains uncertain whether Noodles can script a comeback as tastes keep evolving. Barbecue and dessert chains. Speaking of turnarounds, few chains can compete with the troubles facing Famous Dave's BBQ. This barbecue concept won praise for chef-driven smoked meat dishes served in a rustic cabin decor. But questionable franchising tactics and 6 straight years of financial losses have seen 93 company-owned units close up smoker. Of course, not all troubled chains sell burgers, pizza, noodles, or sandwiches. Consider the deep troubles facing Orange Leaf frozen yogurt. This fledgling self-serve yogurt concept expanded to over 320 stores in just just 3 years amidst the froyo craze. However, fickle consumer tastes led to 284 closures by 2019. Ouch. Sizzler and the future. Last but not least, we have to discuss the existential crisis facing steakhouse legend Sizzler. This once popular chain dished up steak, seafood, and its signature cheese toast on salad bars across America. But lagging sales, dated decor, and disrupted dining habits forced Sizzler to file Chapter 11 bankruptcy in 2020, before shuttering 37 restaurants. The restaurant industry continues to prove just how fickle trends can be. Changing consumer tastes, inflated costs, disruptive technologies, and unforeseen events like COVID-19 have the power to undo even iconic brands. Of course, it's not doom and gloom for every chain. Many brands are taking stock of their challenges and actively reimaging menus, store designs, and service models to cater to modern diners. So in conclusion, these 15 fast food chains all face significant financial hardships. Some may recover, while others may not. What chain are you sad to see struggling? And which one do you think can mount a comeback? Let us know in the comments. Now, if you'll excuse me, all this talk of fast food has made me hungry. Time to grab a burger while we still can.